good projects that are coming out as well. Like I was
Hmm.
talking to you about earlier,
Hmm.
28 Eastern at Eastern and Cherry Street near Distillery District. That's going to be a new project coming out, and the pricing is quite competitive. And I love that area personally. It has that exactly what we were talking about, the green space.
Hold up.
Hey Linda, how's it going? Ed, you're back. That's great. Hey Ashley, how are you?
Hey, let's try this again.
Well, this is round two, everyone. We just did an IG live with Ashley's audience, and we wanted to post it for everyone who missed the session to see, but it froze right at the end. But now we get to now share your wisdom with my audience and build on some of the points that we were talking about before. So yeah, we got a good little crowd here. So let's jump right into it. So, as an introduction for the few people who don't know you, Ashley, tell us about what you do in your real estate practice in Ontario.
Yeah, so I'm a real estate agent in Toronto and the GTA. I'm with Century 21 Atria. So I've been doing this for over 10 years now, actually.
Wow.
It's been fun, and I help investors, buyers, sellers, all sorts of people. So if you have any interest in Toronto real estate, let me know.
Everyone's got interest now, man. The market's going crazy. So, look, to kick things off, we talked about just recently on your IG Live, capital is cheap. Cost of capital is very cheap, under
Yes.
2%. So, people are okay. I've gotten pre approved of Paul. Awesome. And now it's just about finding I've got my down payment. I've got my credit scores, it's over 680. That's good. And I'm either an investor and or or I'm a first time home buyer. So, Ashley, is now the time to be looking at Toronto real estate? What's this news about CMHC saying the prices are going to go down 9 to 18%? Is that relevant to Toronto or all of Canada? What's the timing like for you right now? We're halfway through the year, and I think with phase two, especially being open in Toronto on Wednesday, things are opening up more. Is this good news, or should we still be cautious?
Yeah, no, I mean, March, April, it was a little bit slow. Things were closed, everyone just kind of enjoying their time at home. But now things are opening up. It's been pretty crazy in Toronto. So,
Hmm.
I mean, with freeholds, we're getting bidding wars like crazy. I've been talking to colleagues, 20, 25 offers,
Hmm.
which is
Wow.
yeah, exactly. And so that's something that, kind of unexpected. And even talking to colleagues as well, I mean, we're all surprised that we're seeing these types of numbers.
Hmm.
But people are out and about and they're ready. We're seeing a lot of end users at the end of the day who are looking to move and buying that home
Quick
to live in.
question: who is an end user in this case? Like a seller?
For buyers, for
Okay,
buyers.
on the buyer side. Okay, yep.
Yeah, but I mean it's both because if
Mm,
you're selling your home, like I mean you have to move somewhere else as well, right? So I'm
right.
referring more to buyers,
Yep.
but they could also be a seller because they could be,
Sure.
moving from a condo to a house or downsizing or whatnot.
Are
So
you seeing
um
that? Because I've been hearing a lot. I interviewed Tim Hudak from the Ontario Real Estate Association just the other week, and he was saying that with everyone being indoors, they're realizing how crammed they really are, especially if they're in Toronto. So they're searching for more space, which unavoidably means they might have to go outside of the GTA. So yeah, what are your thoughts on like the habit changes you're seeing, and do you think that's going to affect people again, maybe upsizing or looking for more spacious places, or how do you see that dynamic?
I've been finding that yeah, people are interested in moving into the suburbs or if they're from the city, just moving a little bit further out. But I haven't been seeing that people have been wanting to move very far out. I mean, at the end of the day, your friends and all that, and if you don't have a car, you're still gonna stay within the city. I've
Hmm.
definitely been talking to some clients, and for example, they've noticed like, oh, I don't currently have a balcony. The place I buy needs to have a balcony. Or maybe
Sure,
someone who's in a
I back
condo
that.
right now, they're like, you know what? Now is the time to look for a house because
Mm,
I want a backyard. I want to enjoy my backyard and have
totally.
people over. Because that's been kind of key. You can't really go to a restaurant right now, and so you pretty much have people over if you're gonna
Sure.
hang out
That's good.
within that 10-person bubble. So
Hmm.
so that's what I've been finding, and I think that's also why we're seeing those 20 offer bidding wars for freehold units, properties, right? So
Hmm.
for condos, it's a little bit different. We're finding that it's steady, and we're seeing first time home buyers come into
Hmm.
the marketplace right now, and so the entry level kind of in the 600 and under market is really
Hmm.
really quite active. And then we're also seeing on the supply side some investors maybe letting their units go because they had an Airbnb, or the
Right.
rental market is a little bit soft right now, and
Right.
so they're maybe taking this opportunity to cash out on what
Hmm.
they've already earned in the market. And so we're seeing that. So I think it's generally pretty balanced in the condo side. And
Hmm.
again, if it shows well, if it's a great unit, it'll sell really quickly, even bidding war. And then
Hmm.
otherwise, if it's like not touched up or whatnot, there's opportunities there actually as an investor. Like all you have to do is touch up the unit, it'll look great.
Hmm. Oh, interesting. And
So
so when we look at resale versus pre-sale, let's talk about that. Advantages, disadvantages.
I mean, resale is good in the sense that on average, generally, you're looking in the city $1,000 plus per square foot.
Hmm.
In the core, maybe $1,200 a square
In
foot.
Toronto, yeah.
Um, yeah, pre-COVID, we're seeing pre-construction selling in like the 1,400 range,
No,
and so if you're looking to get into the market now, I mean, resale, there are some opportunities. But
sure.
there's some good projects that are coming out as well. Like I was
Hmm.
talking to you about earlier,
Hmm.
28 Eastern at Eastern and Cherry Street near Distillery District. That's going to be a new project coming out, and the pricing is quite competitive. And I love that area personally. It has that exactly what we were talking about, the green space,
Hmm.
more trails in that area. It's a little bit more low rise. You're getting a little bit more privacy. So
Hmm.
it's a good spot. I actually really like that project. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And we're getting more people logging in. So, yeah, any questions so far? We've tried to cover some broad strokes on the Toronto real estate market just to get your guys' minds going. And perhaps there's an area you want us to dive deeper into, especially I know Ashley has a lot of experience there. Again, a decade, and every day you're still doing showings. I see you on Instagram. You've got like your gloves, your mask, and you're
gloves, mask, all that. Yep.
going
And
to
that's the
battle.
norm now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the process has been a little bit different. A lot more previewing of units online. Everyone's doing those, 3D virtual tours now. But at the end of the
Right.
day, it's not the same, and we're still doing showings. But everyone's generally pretty good, wearing gloves and masks, and just trying not to touch anything. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's still quite active. What about you? What are you seeing on your end? A lot of pre-approvals
Yeah,
going on?
lots of pre-approvals, which is great. I think people are getting more educated now that, I mean, traditionally, I think people usually go to a realtor, they want to look at places, and the realtor's like, are you pre-approved? And they're like, oh, not yet, or I think my bank said they were. And you're like, oh crap, this might be a total waste of my time. I think now people are like, all right, it's important to get pre-approved, so I don't waste my time looking at listings, and then I don't waste the buyer agent's time and the seller agent's time, and then you can go as far as putting in a deposit and not really being approved or pre-approved and then losing a deposit. Like that stuff actually still happens. So yeah, people are getting more educated, which is good as far as based off what's happening in the market. I think more people are realizing you can hold the rate down for up to 120 days. So they're kind of planning ahead, and I tell them, hey, like if you think you might be buying a place that if you saw the best deal ever, before I guess at this point it'd be what, September 26th, right? So 4 months from now,
Yeah.
would you jump on it? And if the answer is maybe or yes, then why wouldn't you get pre-approved? It takes 15 minutes, right? So yeah, I think the education's up there. People are seeing the low rates, so they're inquiring. And then yeah, I think people are getting more comfortable with actually some of the technology you mentioned. So people are starting to maybe get more savvy with virtual tours, just to kind of at least better shortlist where they want to go. And then, of course, if they're really serious, they're going to go
Yeah.
for those viewings with you. So I think this whole COVID thing has given the silver lining is it's spring cleaning. People are leveling up how they use technology. Everyone's being more discerning. quite frankly, everyone's just respecting people's time and space more, which I think is actually long overdue. If you're right,
Agreed.
if you want my candid opinion on it, so I think it's good for the industry, and people are getting ready to get back out there. And again, the news is putting a lot of headlines to get people at least curious. I think some of the headlines are a little bit deceiving, and they don't really make
Yes.
a ton of sense. So like, just ask the question, but at least it's getting people to ask questions, and I think that's the most important thing you can do. So yeah, overall, it's smoking busy in both BC and Ontario, which is great. So just
And oh, I was gonna say, and are you finding that, because of COVID, there's a lot more virtual signings and stuff going on, which makes it a lot easier actually,
mhm.
for like lawyers, for example, for people like you,
Yeah,
to get kind of things done in a more timely manner too.
yeah, they're allowing that. Also, there's a lot more drive-by appraisals and virtual appraisals, and more AVM models
Perfect.
where it's done automatically. So I think the
Yeah.
whole industry is just catching up to a point where, I mean, really to a level I think it should have caught up to a while ago. But yeah, everyone's becoming a bit more tech savvy. Nathan, welcome. We have a Toronto's best financial advisor stepping up. He's joined us here again. Just if anyone has a question for Ashley or myself, put into the chat. We're probably going to wrap in the next few minutes, so would love to see some challenging questions shot our way, since certainly we haven't covered it all. But yeah, we're just kind of covering around, yeah, how the market's at a really interesting level. People are getting back out there. Prices, will they go down? Hard to say. Some areas, perhaps, some areas they're holding, some areas they're actually even going up, as Ashley was saying. So I guess, yeah, if you're an investor or a first-time home buyer, I mean, now's the time to just ask yourself the right questions, ask your team the right questions, whether it's a financial advisor, realtor, even your lawyer, your mortgage broker, obviously. And yeah, I guess any concluding thoughts, Ashley, as far as for the people that have joined? A lot of them, of course, are in the industry, right? So even
Yeah.
for other people in the industry, things that you'd like to share that you're starting to see, especially in the Toronto market.
I mean, I would just say, yeah, get pre-approved, get your ducks in a row, and then when there's opportunities, then you can act really, really quickly, which is super important.
Mm-hmm.
Get the right people on your team.
Mm-hmm.
It's great when you and I can chat about something, and it's not someone that I don't know, and I don't know exactly how their process is, and so
Mm-hmm.
it really makes a difference when you have a team that works together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's those are my thoughts. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say better myself. I mean, better be proactive than reactive. Don't go where the rest of the crowd's going, because that's usually an area that's going to cost you more money. Yeah, I mean, just be bold, right? Be bold, but be informed. And again, it's all about your team, right? So join your team. I know if you're in Vancouver, I've got Bryce here, I've got Alex Dunbar here, amazing realtors locally here. Again, if you need a financial advisor, you've got Nathan Natal over, or Disney Health over in Toronto. I mean, yeah, lots of great people. Just it's about staying in touch and not leaving this last minute, like you're about to put in. And they say it's your biggest financial decision ever, right? So
Yes.
just be smart about that. And again, schools don't teach this. They don't teach financial literacy. They don't teach how to negotiate, right? And now
Yeah.
this is gonna get me into my favorite books, right? All those personal development things, right? So yeah, those are all
Yeah,
things
I
we got
could
to keep
talk
in mind.
forever on that.
That'll be our next episode. So everyone who just joined, thanks so much for jumping on. If you jumped
Thanks, guys.
on yeah, halfway or near the end, this will be recorded. We'll be posting it. So thanks again, and Ashley, I'm very grateful for you to bestow your wisdom upon us. And people,
Thank you so much for having me.
yeah, no, my pleasure. This is fun. And for people to get in touch with you, obviously they can DM you, or do you have a website, or any other way they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can DM me or it's just ashleylow.com.
I love it. Slide into those DMs. Perfect. Well, hey, it's Friday. Everyone, enjoy your Friday, and happy early Canada Day.
Yes, happy early Canada Day. Happy Friday. Thank you so much, Paul.
Beautiful. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
See ya.